Today I'm going to show you the chi-square calculator application that I designed for my final year project and how to use the goodness of fit calculator. From the home page you can see that the goodness of fit calculator can be accessed through this link here or through the link provided here. The home page just displays the basic information in order to help you gain an understanding for the goodness of fit calculator and how the theories work behind it. So as we proceed onwards, we end up in this goodness of fit initial test page. So you can either choose to manually placing the data through the use of this table generator here, copy and paste data through here, or to upload data through a CSV file. Firstly, I'm going to show you how to use the manual data entry. So from this we'll be using an example provided by stattrek.com, which is as follows. Acme Toy Company prints baseball cards. The company claims that 30% of the cards are rookies, 60% veterans, and 10% are all-stars. The cards are sold in packages of 100. Suppose a randomly selected package of cards has 50 rookies, 45 veterans, and 5 all-stars. Is this consistent with Acme's claim? Use a 0.05 level of significance. So, from manually entering the data, we can see that there are 3 variable parameters, being rookies, veterans, and all-stars. So this means that we will need a table width of 3. So through this we use from the drop down menu we select 3 and generate our table. This provides us with a table of the variable with variable 1 and variable 2 and variable 3 as our parameters. So as we can see from the question, from a packet they expect that the company claims that 30% are rookies, 60% are veterans, and 10% are all-stars. These here are our expected values. As they are in percentages, we would note them as proportional values. So from this, we would need to ensure that before generating or calculating our chi-square values, we select proportion. If you were to deal with normal numbers, then you could go forward and use frequency, which is the default value. So, if we input the following, being 30% of rookies, 60% of veterans, and 10% are all-stars, and that will be our expected values. Now, proceeding to the second part, the observed values are shown in the pack of cards to be 50 rookies, 45 veterans, and 5 all-stars. So, we proceed as follows. We place in 50, 45, and 5. Now we've inputted all our data, we will then proceed to calculate at a 0.05 significance level, which in our case is our alpha value in percentage. So this would be 5%. You can also select 10, 5, 2.5%, 1 or 0.5%. So for this instance, as the question is stated, we will use 5%. We then proceed to press the calculate button. This generates all our data and processes us the calculated chi-square value, the critical chi-square value, and the conclusion. The conclusion states, qualitatively, as 19.5833 is greater than 5.991, there is sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. This shows that Acme's Toy Company claim is false, and that from the randomly selected data, there is a significant chance that the cards aren't in the proportions that they have stated. This can also be represented by the visual aid of a graph, which is as shown here. This shows that the critical value is of 5.991 and that the calculated value obtained from our data has far exceeded that. This shows actually very strong significance that the data presented by Acme Toy Company is false. Also, you can be provided with a breakdown calculation for the user's reference. So that will show you how it's calculated. So when you come to doing this by hand, maybe as a practice question, you can see how we've obtained these figures. Okay, and that's all on manual data entry. As far as data entry goes, you manually can only process a table of 10, but by using copy and paste or upload data through a CSV, we can exceed tables up to 100, 200 if need be. So we'll proceed to go through that. So we'll refresh the page and we'll start again using the same data. So I've prepared an Excel sheet already used to copy and paste data over. So from this, we would just take the data as follows, highlight all the cells there, right click and press copy, and then right click on the page and press paste. This has put all our data together. Once you paste all the values, you submit the data. As you can see, Rookie and Veteran All-Star have already been placed as headings on the table, as opposed to variable 1, 2 and 3 as shown in the manual data entry. This can be more beneficial as it will help you see more figuratively what data you've inputted. So we then proceed to use proportion, as the expected values are in proportion value, and calculate. As you can see, the data appears exactly the same information, with the breakdown calculation shown as follows. Now, in order to upload data, you need to first save your spreadsheet into a .csv file, which is a comma separated value. So if we go on back to our Excel spreadsheet here, File, Save As, we've saved it as card data, and as you can see from selecting here, usually it will stay as an Excel workbook, but by moving through the drop down menu here and pressing CSV and then pressing Save, we want to replace the file because it's the one I've used earlier, and press OK to this. This doesn't, just make sure that formatting issues are correct, and it's the same as just making sure compatibility. So we just press yes, and that's all saved through. Now if we refresh this page, upload data through a CSV, choose a file. As you can see, card data is selected here. If you were to not name it as a comma separated value file, then the spreadsheet would not show up. So we get that, and then we press submit. This presents our table as follows. Select proportion value again, and then proceed to press calculate. Now as you can see, every calculation has been done exactly the same through either method of data entry. Also, as you can see, it is consistent. The degrees of freedom is shown as 2, which is 1 minus the number of parameters. Also, the chi-square value is calculated here as 19.58, which is shown here as 19.5833, as the calculator is slightly more accurate than the one given by StatTrak. And as you can see, graphical representation to help you understand how the method works, and a conclusion. I hope the application proves of some use, and thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial.